Hi, Legal Funnel members. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so yesterday I posted whether you guys wanted to see how I use Gmail filters to structure and automate my emails. So for the past 4 or 5 years, all my businesses, everything ran on emails. And it was actually ended up being kind of like a hindrance to everything that I was doing because I was stuck in my emails. And pretty much the lifeline of my work was emails. So I would go literally from morning till night. I would just be answering emails, and I realized the more emails I would answer, the more money I would make. However, then that turned into a problem because I was just spending way too much time on emails. So I had to do something about it. That's where I started learning about how to structure it and use Gmail filters to be able to get most of the emails off my hands and to really get out of my emails. Up to this point, now I lose my emails in a very limited way, where I usually only answer a very small portion of my emails. I don't spend that much time in my email inbox for most of the day. My email inbox is closed, so I don't open up my email inbox unless if I have to. So let's go. Let's take a look. So here it is. Here's my email inbox. I have Gmail filters created. Let me just go through a list of them, and I'll explain to you how to create them as well. So we have invoice pending. So anytime that whenever I send an invoice, I want to label it so I could be able to find those people right away. Sam's attention. This is the only filter that this and another one, and a couple of other ones. This is the only one that I usually answer. And then I have my main admin's attention, anything that has to do with affiliates, billing, if a business intake is filled out, calendar invites, calls, things I got to do, EIN applications. I'll explain to you guys exactly what these things are, but I pretty much, these are my list of different labels that I use. PayPal invoice paid, refund requested, review requested, paid labels, things like that. So how do you create it? First is you create it by creating filters, Gmail filters. So usually you could do it based on who sent the email. You could filter out emails based on who sent the email or what the email subject line says. Those are the two most frequently used times you're able to use filters. So let's just say, for example, I could say anytime. So I put anytime that I get an email from sam@molayilaw.com, I want it to automatically get filtered out. So I put my whatever the parameter is into there, and I click on this little, you see that little caret right there. I click on that, and then this is where I create the parameter. So I want to say, so here's the parameters, either from a certain email address, or if the subject line has a very specific subject line. So let's just say if it was like EIN application, I could put into quotes saying, hey, any email that has a very specifically has those words EIN application in the subject line, or if the email contains those words, or etc., etc. But the ones that I use the most is the from parameter and then the subject line parameter. So what I do is I take this email. So I'm gonna say all the emails that were sent from sam@molayilaw, create a filter. Once you click on that, now it tells you what happens to that parameter. To all the people, to all the emails that are sent from sam@molayilaw, what should I do with it? Usually, by default, I want to skip the inbox. You don't want to have it both in your it's labeled, and also it's in your email inbox. So I usually want to check that off. And then also over here, I'm going to apply the label, whatever the label is. And if you don't have a label, you could just create a new label from right here. So let's just say test, create a label. And then we could also say never send it to spam. You could also have it forwarded to a certain email address. You could also star it. You could also mark it as read, etc. But the ones that I use most frequently is to skip the inbox, archive it, and then apply the label, and never send it to spam. And then once I create the filter, anytime that any email gets sent from sam@molayilaw.com, let's just say, then automatically it will get sent to that test label. Okay, so there could be you have to kind of figure out what are those emails that you want to filter out based on their subject lines or where they're coming from. Okay, and then create filters for those emails. It's as easy as that. So let's just say for my EIN or for my business service, I need them to fill out a business intake. So once they fill out the intake, it automatically goes right here. It goes to business intake. And then I have an admin who, when it goes into here, I have an admin who goes and basically takes those business intakes and starts the process. So you could have admins be in charge of very specific labels. You could just create those labels for them, create those filters, and then you tell the admin, hey, take care of all the emails that are in the business intake filter. And that way, most of the emails won't show up here. They will first go into here, and depending on whatever it is, then you'll take care of it in those email filters. Another way that I use it is for review requested. Anytime I requested a review, I label that automatically into here. That way, if they, let's just say in a couple of months where they still haven't left me a review, I could be able to easily find all the people who haven't left me a review yet. And also started asking people for video reviews. So anytime they say, yes, I'm willing to leave you a video review, then I put it in there as well. Billing, it really, what it does is it really cleans out your email inbox. It systematizes it, it structures it, and then you could have people who manage very certain filters, and then the only ones that you care about should be just the one that's labeled to your attention. And that's the way to do it. So go ahead, use this time to create filters for yourself. Again, the way you do it is to put whatever the parameter is into here. So let's just say anything that has EIN application in there. And then once I put that in there, I click on that. And then I want to say any email that has EIN application in the subject line, exactly the EIN subject line, you could create a filter. If you want to see which email those are, you could search for it and see, hey, these are the emails that's going to apply to, and then you could create a filter for it. So yeah, use the strategy. It works out great. This is how I was able to not be a slave to my emails, and I hope it does the same for you. If you like this video, please like it, share it with a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.